So those of you that are on my Steam friends list will probably have noticed that I spend a lot of time playing DCUO Online, which is this game. It's basically a free-to-play MMO based around DC Universe. I don't really play MMOs that much, or I don't really get hooked on MMOs that much. I mean, I play Guild Wars every so often. I used to just mess around with World of Warcraft, but this is the only one that I have actually got really into and got to like max level, and then got all the good stuff. It's probably just because it's based around DC Universe, and I am a huge DC Universe fan. Like, mainly Superman because I've got the tattoo on my arm. But yeah, I wanted to do like a quick video on it just in case no one's ever seen this game before, or people who have seen this game before and are wondering like what my loadout is. I'll show them. Now I am very much a noob at this. I have reached max level, but I'm still like a huge noob because the max level doesn't mean anything in this game. The leveling in this is very different. It's not based on like how strong you are isn't based on your levels. The leveling system goes from 1 to 30, and they say it's basically just a gigantic tutorial. Like it shows you how to do stuff, and it gets you like started. And then once you get to max level, like I am level 30, as you can see at the top left, you start gaining skill points instead of XP. Well, you gain skill points whilst you're leveling up, but you primarily gain skill points once you hit level 30. And you don't get any XP, and then you use them skill points to upgrade skills, like in here. Power points are the things for like powers. I'm an Ice DPS, so obviously my power is Ice. You only get 15 of these powers, and you have to spread out between each 3 category, or how many overcrackers you got, depending on what you want to play as. Like I said, I'm DPS, so I've kind of done this loadout to somewhat of a DPS loadout. So yeah, now like I said, you only get 15 of these points, the power points, and you gain them through XP. Every so often, when you level up, sometimes you'll either get a power point or a skill point. I can't remember how many skill points you get for the whole of leveling up. I believe it's around 15. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think it might. Well, it actually might be a bit more. It's like 15 or 20 skill points, and then from there you have to get your skill points through other ways. And the skill points are basically, you can put them into whatever movement type you're in. On flight, there's flight, super speed, and acrobatics. I'm in flight. You don't really need to do any of these, or it's when you're just starting out, it's best not to do any of these apart from the super speed one, so you don't always go really slow. But the main thing about skills is putting them into weapon types. When you start off the game, you have to pick one weapon type that you want to use, and then you can only use that for a while. And then eventually, when you can afford a skill point, you can go into like, say if I'm using the bow like I am now, say if I want to switch it out to, let's say, rifle, all I'll have to do is go into the rifle and put a skill point into the top one, and that will allow me to use a rifle. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you can just switch out weapons like that. But yeah, the most important part of these skill points is not really these things. These are like the combos. As you can see, the bottom left, the little window, it tells you what the combination is for the combo. It's more of these parts which are the important bits, because these boost different aspects and skills and stuff. And depending on what you want to play as, you have to do different ones. Like there's things for tanks, things for DPS, which I am, and other things. And you can be a troll or a healer. So it just depends what you want to do. Like I said, I'm a Ice DPS, and for those who know anything about DC Universe, my loadout is precision based. Precision based is it ups the power. Precision is the amount of power that you deal whilst using your actual weapon. For the example, me, it's a bow. So I've got a lot of points into the precision. I've also got quite a few in might. Might is the one that determines the power of your actual powers. So how much damage your power will do. So I've got them. I'm starting to get some more actual power. Power is like your mana. I'm starting to get some more of that. I'm going to start messing around with the critical hit chance soon. But yeah, I think I've only got that one and one-handed at the moment. Yeah, that one and one-handed. I actually have nothing in critical hit chance, which I probably need to do soon once I start getting more skill points, because it'll make my attacks a bit more effective. But yeah, like I said, I'm a noob. I'm just finished my first tier 1 iconic set. I've just been able to start using or doing tier 2 raids. As you can see here, at the moment I'm a free-to-play member. Well, I'm kind of a free-to-play member. I'm the premium. The next one up is legendary, which is a pay monthly thing, and then you'll unlock the DLC, which at the moment I don't have the DLC, but you'll unlock DLC and you get a lot more things. You can unlock different powers that you can pay to use as well. But yeah, I've started to unlock different raids now, so they're pretty cool. These raids are amazing. These 8-player raids. But yeah, at the moment I look like an elf because there's a Christmas event thing going on, obviously because it's Christmas time, and you can work your way towards getting a full set of Christmassy outfit things. The one that I have at the moment is the elf one. It took about 3 days to get. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If I show you what my... Go to the style tab. If I show you what my actual armour looks like. See, because at the moment, if we go into inventory, you can see the armour that I'm wearing is not elf armour. The reason I'm wearing this elf armour is because I put that on in the style tab. And the way this works is, whatever's in your inventory slots, it'll take the stats from that, but then you can go into your style tab and change what it looks like. So if I've collected something from earlier on, from like when I was a noob, I can switch to that. There you go, I'll switch to that there. So you can just mess around with it and change styles, even though you're using different items or different armor stuff for stats. If I reset it, actually I don't think. No, I think I'll have to. I'll do it this way. I'll take it all off and then put it all back on. So yeah, that's what I look like when I'm using the actual things that I'm wearing. This is the Dr. Fate full iconic set. At the moment the colours are a bit dodgy, but that's purely because I've changed my colours more Christmassy for the elf thing that I'm wearing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's not the best looking iconic suit, but it was the one that I went to straight away. I also have started to work towards the Superman one. I actually think I'll put it in the bank. Yeah, put it in the bank, but I should have the style here. See, I can't use the stats from this because the style, I mean the actual item is in my bank, but it's a Superman one basically. You can see it's got the Superman sign there. So yeah, but like I said, I'm Ice DPS, which is a DPS is basically someone who deals damage. A tank is basically someone who takes the aggro and can take a lot of damage. A healer is, well, the healer, and a troll or a controller is they deal with like the crowd. It's like crowd control basically, and they do they're supposed to give you power back, not drop power dumps and all that on you. So you've always got enough power. But I'll show you what my loadout is. This is the war room where you can just mess around with powers and stuff. I'm not going to bother changing back to the elf suit, so we'll just leave this on for now. Okay, I changed my mind. I went back to the elf suit just because it's all Christmassy and it's pretty much Christmas now. But anyway, so let me look at my loadout. Go in here. This is what I'm using. I think it's more a PvE DPS loadout. I'm not really sure. I'm still, like I said, a noob, so I'm not too sure. But the first thing is a snowball. It's like a little snow bomb that you just throw at someone. Then there's Ice Bash, which basically ups the power of your weapon attacks. There's Wintry Tempest, which is the damage over time. And then there's Frost Blast, and these two work together. There's Resonating Gale, which I don't really use that much, and then there's a Blizzard, which I normally save for like big crowds. If there's like a big crowd of I don't know, something, I'll use that. But like I said, this Wintry Tempest and the Frost Blast, which is 3 and 4, them two work together, because if you use this one, the Wintry Tempest, it says inflicts frostbite to enemies to make them vulnerable to freezing effects. And then this one, which is Frost Blast, and it says frostbitten enemies take additional damage. So this one inflicts frostbite on them, and then this deals more damage because they have frostbite. So when you're doing like loadouts and stuff, you have to make sure that you've got stuff like this, which is pretty cool. I'll go into my powers tree just so you can see. We're going to storms, just in case any of you actually play this and want to get a DPS and you want to use my one maybe, then you can use this. So there's the storms one, and there's the cryogenics one. So yeah. Now I do a lot of clicking, obviously, because I'm precision based, and that means these do more power than they normally should. Well, I suppose I could use that. But yeah, basically these do more power. Well, not power, they do more damage. But normally what I do with like my rotation thing, if I go in here, because I'm not going to say the names of each thing, I'll just tell you the numbers. So remember, we've got Snowball on 1, Ice Bash on 2, Wintry Tempest on 3, Frost Blast on 4, then Resonating Gale on 5, and the big thing, the Supercharge, on 6. So I normally hit 2 first, just so I can get a little bit more power from my attacks, and then every so often I throw one of them in, and then I do number 3, which is the damage over time, and then I do the Frost Blast and watch how much damage this does. It's quite a lot. And then I just kind of keep doing that. Now, in a normal fight, because these dummies give you power back, in a normal fight that won't happen unless you've got a good troll with you, which you should have if you're in a raid. They should always give you power back. As you see, I'm not doing too much damage, but I'm doing enough. Now the problem with this Frost Blast is it's vulnerable to interrupt. So basically I can be interrupted and it will stop it. And you always want to make sure that there's damage ticking on the person, so you can see the damage over time. Because if you don't do it with that, like say right now, if I do it whilst the damage over time is on, see how much damage I do? I mean, like 200, almost 300. But if I wait for him to not be affected by the damage over time and then do it, see, it's just in the hundreds. So you want to make sure that you've always got this one up and then do it, because it does a lot more damage. Obviously, if they're aggroed on you, it's not going to work as good, purely because they can just interrupt you straight away. So you basically want to always make sure there's a tank around, so you can he can take all the aggro, so you can just like fly above him and just do all the damage that you need to do. Now this thing that's just happened to me on these ice things, every time you do the number 2, the modifier or the buff to your weapon, once you do that 5 times, it does like a multiply type thing, and it gives you more power or more damage, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to just do this over and over again until I get the supercharge up, so you can see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now we have the supercharge. So just press 6. This is what it looks like. Pretty cool. Doesn't do too much damage, but you can mix it with other things. It's more for I don't really use that on like actual boss mobs. I use it on like crowds of little mobs. Because it's kind of effective on them. It just gets rid of them pretty much straight away. But yeah, that's my Ice DPS loadout. It's not the best. Now, like I said, I'm currently like a kind of free to play member. There's 3 different types. There's the free to play one, where it has a few restrictions, which is kind of irritating. Like you can't get that much money. Like it caps itself at 1,500, and there's other restrictions as well, like inventory space and bank slots. But then there's the next one up, which all you have to do is spend 500 station cash, which is £4, £4 British. And then you'll get buffed up to premium. That's only, you only have to pay that once, and then you get buffed up to premium, which you can have $2,000. You get more inventory space and more bank slots, and you're able to trade and all that as well. Then there's legendary, which is the monthly subscription, which I will be buying probably today. It basically gives you access to all the DLC packs, and a few other things. Like you just basically get access to everything, which is pretty cool. And I'll be buying that soon. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show my Ice DPS Loadout if anyone wanted to use it, and give a little bit of info on the game for new people. Now if you do play this game, even if you're a low level or a high level, then you can add me on Steam. My Steam name is pretty much just Simples with a Z at the end. And maybe we can do some stuff together and just mess around, do raids. If you want to see more on this, then let me know. Tell me what you want to see. I'll probably do some videos on actual 8-player raids and stuff, so you can see what that's like. When I become a legendary member and when I change power, I'll probably show you that, because I'm probably going to change to Quantum, because that's just awesome. But yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.